This is wrong. I don't think it is right for the government to just have powers to check people's bank accounts to ensure they're not committing fraud without good reason. Now, the government would argue that, that this legislation is watertight, it meets all of the correct criteria in order for something like this to be legal, and it's perfectly reasonable. But the majority of the British public agree with me. And I think it sets a dangerous precedent when you can just go, a state, or in this case, the state actor would be the bank that you hold your money in, can just have a scan of your account to make sure that you're not committing any crime. I mean, where does it stop? Do they then do the same with tax? Do they then look at the payments that you're making? My colleague Nigel Farage led a successful campaign against the NatWest Group for debanking him against his political views. Is this the thin end of the wedge to a less liberal society?
Nina, what do you think?
Well, it makes me so cross because suddenly we're living in communist China or in Eastern Europe under the Stasi.
Bear in mind, this is to stop the government paying benefits to people who've already got money.
Yes. Of course, there are people who are, playing the system. There is a certain percentage of people who will always play the system. But this is sheer hypocrisy when they are not examining the fraud that was perpetrated during the pandemic. For £15 billion.
Well, they said they're having a look at that. I know.
The Treasury, one of the Treasury Secretary's ministers, I can't remember his name, but he resigned because they were not investigating. And think of let's look at the government contracts, the handouts, the who's got this money, or, friend to business. That means somebody's getting a payoff somewhere. None of these things.
We're talking Michelle Mone.
Exactly. I was working up to Michelle Mone.
The 50 million.
Yeah.